Hey everyone, this is Reverend Bill, and today is Tuesday, April 22nd. And today I'm going to wrap up Daredevil episode 10. For those of you who did not get my last podcast, I thought it was a 9 episode first season, which generally, when it's a good show, I would be absolutely embarrassed that I actually screwed up on that. But with Daredevil, yeah, I just don't care. And I wasn't even sure I was going to follow up with the last episode. Um, but after watching it, oh yeah, I'm going to have to follow it up. I still got so much more to say on this. Um, it's only 1 episode, and I don't even know how long this is going to take. First off, ooh, I don't know. I used to think that Disney and, who obviously owns Marvel and Star Wars, I just thought they were really incompetent with all the money they're losing. I am convinced. I have not heard this anywhere, by the way. This is Reverend Bill original. I'm not saying that no one ever thought of this before. I'm saying I have not heard of this before. I came to this realization last night watching how bad Daredevil was. I think they're doing this on purpose. I really do. They can't be this incompetent. It would be like if you hired me as a manager of one of your I don't know, businesses, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's say a mall or something, or a store, department store. You hired me as a manager, and I hired some people, and you found out you were losing money, and you came to me and said, "Hey, you know what? You're not doing a very good job. I'm getting a lot of losses here," and I found out that so and so and so and so is losing money. I think they're stealing from me. And I looked and go, oh my gosh, you're right. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'll clean things up. I'll get some people in here that'll fix things up. And I get rid of them and I bring new people in. And let's, the quarter goes by and you're losing even more money. And you're coming back to me and I'm apologetic and I get rid of them and I clean house and bring in more people in. And after a quarter, you're losing even more money. You get my gist here. And that is, after a while, maybe after, if you lost significant amount of money, you could at some point come to me and say, you're not the solution. You probably are doing this on purpose. Maybe you're getting a cut. It's only normal and natural. But year after year after year, they're continuing to lose money, and they're bringing in more clowns after more clowns, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. At what point are we going to say, wait a minute, this is not just incompetence. You guys are trying to do this. Why would they do? I don't know why they would do it. Is it because maybe they want to get rid of actors, bring in AI? I don't know the business, but I'm telling you, there's something weird going on because they couldn't be this bad, could they? I don't know. I mean, it just seems really strange. Why aren't they riding the ship? Anyway, because there's nothing that is too good for my viewers. I've actually watched a scene last night in Daredevil, and I stayed up. It's about a minute long, and I've memorized the most incoherent scene that makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I memorized it. I'm going to reenact. I think it's about 8 minutes. I think it's 7 minutes and 43 seconds into it. I don't remember exactly. It's pretty close. And let me set up the scene for you. Kingpin has just been, and I don't care about spoilers because this is like spoiling a migraine. So Kingpin has just been attempted assassination. Daredevil, Matt Murdock, jumped in front, took the bullet, saved Kingpin for some reason. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. And Kingpin is now sitting in his living room, I guess, with Vanessa, his wife. And they're kind of, I don't know, decompressing, discussing what just happened. He's got blood all over him, not his. And Vanessa, now they're not standing next to each other. She's got a glass of wine, I believe, and she's standing across the living room. So there's not any, they're not standing next to each other, giving each other any communication non-verbally. I don't even think they're really looking at each other. So there's none of that, like I said, nonverbal communication. And I'm going to recite for you the dialogue and see if you can make any sense out of it. Okay. So cutting into the scene, Vanessa, I'm still shaking. Fisk, I'm just glad you're alive. Vanessa. Fisk, I'm sorry. Fisk, I'm sorry. End of scene. What did that do? It did nothing. I'm sitting there going, what? That was a full minute. I probably condensed it. That was the scene. Who wrote it and why? What was it supposed to accomplish? Okay, now moving along. Other things about it. Vanessa goes to Bullseye, who's in a psych ward. Apparently, she hired Bullseye to kill Foggy Nelson. Don't let me go. None of this makes any sense. So she goes, it's a flashback to when she hired him to kill Foggy. She goes to a psych ward. He's now in the public area. There's a desk. He's shaky. He's a mess. One of the attendants comes over and gives him his daily medication. While she's sitting, there's a desk there. He's here. She's there. The attendant comes over and gives him his daily drugs, and she grabs him and pulls him away. I guess that's allowed now. You can just walk over and just take drugs away from the patients. And the guy does nothing about it because why would he care, right? And she's got a contract that will tie him into assassinating Foggy because, if you can ask someone to kill somebody, of course you got a contract because that would be, binding in a court of law. And of course, and it certainly, if it was law binding, obviously the fact that she withheld his medication would certainly stand up. It wouldn't void the contract at all that she withheld a psych patient's medication if it was binding in court, which of course it isn't. So brilliant scene, because the contract to kill somebody is valid after you just nothing makes sense. Okay. I should actually go back to contract law, which I took way back when, and just ask my contract professor if you can actually drop a contract to kill somebody, and if he's a psychopath, is it allowed to do it in a psych ward when you withhold drugs with an attendant? Okay, next. There is a scene where Matt has gone to the hospital after he took the bullet, and his sidekick there. What is her name? Kirsten, I think, the partner in the law firm, the one that I don't even know why she served the purpose there. But Matt realizes that Vanessa hired the hit on Foggy. So he wakes up to something. I think you might have heard it, or I don't know how he figured it out. It doesn't make sense. Who cares? And he turns to Kirsten in the hospital and says, I know that Vanessa hired Bullseye to kill Foggy. And she says, you should hear yourself. You're not making any sense. Well, wait a minute. There's a hired assassin. Someone took a contract out on him to kill a lawyer. Vanessa is one of the underground mob bosses who's quite capable of pulling this off. And she's married to the kingpin, who is certainly capable of pulling something like this off. It makes perfectly good sense. Why would Kirsten dismiss it? That probably makes the most sense of anything in this episode. And she tells me he's talking like a crazy man and he needs to get some sleep. That might be the only sane thing from this episode. Okay. Now we have come to the part of the episode which is enjoyable, believe it or not. Which, by the way, this gave me the impression that they can change things because the Punisher came on. He's always a good time to watch. So they can do it because he actually came in and took over the Daredevil. Great great character, great writing. It didn't make sense why he decided to go off on his own to take over the bad cops. That I, you know, something, and I honestly thought that maybe I missed something, and I think I did. And I thought whether I should go back and watch it again to see if I missed something because it didn't really make any sense. But I got to be honest with you, this show was not worth giving my full attention. So I thought about it. Maybe I should go back, and I figured, no, 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 no. I don't really care at this point. I'm just going to assume that I missed something, although I probably didn't. But yeah, he just decided to go off lone wolf and take on the entire bad police force. I'm going to call it bad police force. I don't remember what they call it, but it was Kingpin's mercenary force, and then he ended up being captured and thrown in jail. Whatever. I'm not going to hold my breath to watch this. My understanding is that it's really doing poor. Last thing I heard, I did not check up on this. It's just what I heard, but I believe it to be true. Is that it's one of the worst showing shows on D Plus that they had come out actually. So I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. I don't care either way. Whatever magic it had on Netflix, it did not translate well onto Disney Plus. You know, I could sit around all day long complaining about how bad this was, how it made no sense. But I'm going to have to go back with what I said originally. I don't know anything. I'm just some avid fan who has been trying to get aboard with some of this Star Wars, Marvel stuff on D Plus. And again, I'm going to have to just say that, you know, they've got to be doing this on purpose. How could they possibly? I mean, even on the other show, like on G20 with a Prime. I mean, seriously, they're having Viola Davis is now becoming like the new badass. It was bad enough for the Woman King, but now, I mean, seriously, she's like almost 60 years old. She's frumpy. I don't think she's ever run a mile in her life. And she's a new action hero. You know, in like a prom dress and high heels, beating up terrorists. At some point, credibility has got to matter, right? I don't know. I don't really know, but I'm going to throw it out there. They're not going to change things because they don't want to change things. I don't know why they're doing this, but I don't buy this any longer that it was a mistake. I don't believe it's incompetence. I think they know what they're doing. I don't know what the end game is. I got to think it's something to do with AI. I know it's got something to do with money. It always does. You know, I don't want to start taking jabs at guesses, but I mean, you got to think that, you know, if who knows, maybe if Hollywood goes under, that they can get some kid living in his mom's basement with CGI and AI. They could make, you know, movies for you know, pennies on the dollar. I have no idea, but this makes no sense to me. They're not even trying, or they're trying the other way. I don't know, but at this point, I'm just not going to. Fantastic Four is going to be another botch. The big keys are making the woman Silver Surfer. That was really a bad idea. And bringing in Pedro Pascal. I mean, wherever you see Pedro Pascal, that's waving the white flag. I mean, that really is. I would just every time you see him, just exit out. I mean, you know, that guy's got absolutely no appeal to anybody. I mean, he's, you know, whenever they're looking for a male role where he's going to be completely subservient and it's going to be no threat to any woman anywhere, Pedro Pascal. Anyway, all right, I'm ranting a little bit, and but you know, Daredevil episode 10. Unless you want a real laugh or see how far they've fallen, and just watch it and just try to give some common sense to it. You know, I mean, that scene. I don't know where they were going with that. I don't know what he was apologizing for. You know, I'm still shaking. I'm just glad you're alive. I mean, I'm still shaking. I mean, I'm, you know, I'm a husband. I'm still shaking. I would probably say, why don't you sit down? Can I get anything for you? You know, maybe you should put the wine down and, you know, you know, hold you or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm still shaking. To me means let me hold you, not like stand over there with the wine glass. You know, whatever. I don't know. Okay, this is the Reverend Bill. I'm finished ranting for the day, and have a great day. If you like this, please like, share, and subscribe. If not, then please come back again later on, and I'll try harder. All right, take care now. Thanks. Bye.